Welcome to Digging In with the DLCs, where we highlight teachers and staff using digital tools, strategies, and best practices in digital learning. In this episode, we will explore how Pioneer 6th grade math teachers used multiple Google tools to create and facilitate an Among Us style review game over rational numbers. Hi, I'm Andy Kindred, and I'm the digital learning coach at Pioneer Heritage and Trent Middle Schools in Frisco ISD. Today, we're going to meet Pioneer's 6th grade math team and discuss how they use Google tools to spice up a review game. Let's meet these awesome teachers.
My name is Michelle Billingsley, and I teach 6th grade math here at Pioneer. My experience with Google has been primarily with slides, and I've done some with Google Forms, but I had not experienced the Jamboard up to this point.
Hi, I am Rebecca Darbo, and I teach 6th grade math. Before this activity, I was really comfortable with Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets. We hadn't really ventured too much into the Jamboards because I wasn't sure exactly how to implement that in the classroom, but overall it went really well, and we're excited to use it again as a more collaborative form.
My name is Jordan Taylor, and I teach both pre-AP and on-level 6th grade math. My experience with the Google apps has been mostly with the Google Docs, the slides, Excel, all of those types of things. We've pushed out assignments to the kids through Canvas using the Google Cloud extension, and we've never used Jamboard or Google Chat before. So this was kind of the first time that we've integrated those into our lessons.
Now let's dig in and take a deeper look at this activity. When I met with the 6th grade math team, they mentioned how they wanted to do something more than the normal review. They had tried Kahoot, quizzes, and other tools, but wanted to do something different. That's when the idea of an Among Us review game was born. Taking a known entity is always tough because you really can't reproduce the exact game with the tools at our disposal. So, we decided to use some of the Google Apps for Education tools. These tools are free and great for student collaboration. Let's take a look at how each was incorporated into the game. We decided that the game would be housed on a Google site. Google Sites are very user-friendly to build. It's so simple to add text, images, videos, etc. The way the site was built was perfect for easy navigation between pages and missions. In the real game of Among Us, participants can chat and vote on who might be the imposter. We decided to incorporate Google Chat for this feature in our game. The teachers create the rooms for each group ahead of time. This allowed them to monitor each chat and get involved when a vote was called. The chat was also used for student-to-student or teacher-to-student tutoring and help throughout each mission. We next needed a way to show how students completed each mission and hold them accountable. Google Jamboard was the perfect fit for this part of the game. Jamboard starts off as a blank whiteboard where you can add writing, texts, images, etc. We forced a copy of the Jamboard template to students by simply changing the word edit to copy. Students renamed the Jamboard and showed their work on each individual page for each individual mission. The final two Google tools that we used were Student Gmail and Google Forms. Students used their Gmail to find out if they were the imposter and to communicate with the teacher if they wanted to sabotage the game. We used Google Forms to collect the shareable Jamboard links and final answer responses. This created an easily sortable Google Sheet to check work and understanding throughout the game. Now let's take a few minutes to talk to the teachers about their goals for this activity.
Our goal with the Among Us activity was to review the material, but in a more engaging way that incorporated some of the types of technology that we hadn't used as much and some that we had been using, just to expose the kids to some other ways of reviewing and learning.
The goal of this game was to help our students review for their rational number quiz and get a better understanding of how rational numbers fall into different number sets, and then how to put them in order, especially when we start including that absolute value sign.
Our goal for this activity, the Among Us review game, was to engage our students close to the break because they have a lot of energy during this time, and we needed something fun and exciting to get them to want to review. We also wanted the students to practice communicating and interacting with each other, and this just was a great way for us to review for their quiz and have them remember the information.
Let's see what some students had to say and hear the teacher's reflections.
I really liked how it had like learning and fun at the same time, and I know like almost everybody in the school has played Among Us, so everybody already knew how to play, I guess, or understand a little bit more, and I think that just making something fun while learning at the same time is really cool.
I really liked how the directions were super clear, so it was easy to understand.
The game was a total success. The students really enjoyed it and were very engaged. One of the highlights for me was getting to use the Jamboard and seeing how easy it was to use and how easy it was for the students to share their work. The one thing I would do differently next time is just to have them be exposed to the Jamboard and how to share it prior to the game day. But other than that, it was amazing.
Success for this activity was definitely seeing the kids have a little more fun in math. With some of the challenges this year, I think we've taken out a lot of that collaborative kind of fun play because we're trying to power through as we're kind of behind due to a slow start. So that was really nice, and most of the kids came back and said it was really fun. And then they're like, I practiced a little more at home, so it all worked out there. In terms of something I would change is maybe having a little less clicks. Sixth graders, you always challenge them a little bit, but when we start clicking in too many places, they do tend to get a little lost. But overall, it was successful. They submitted their answers at the end. Their quiz grades were pretty good, so I would say it was worth the fun, and we all had a really good time.
I think one of the best successes from this Review Among Us activity were that the students were all talking about it. This is exciting because kids rarely talk about math outside of the classroom. They also were extremely motivated to answer the review questions because they wanted to help out their crewmates and they wanted to beat the imposters. One thing I would do differently, however, is to take out the Jamboard. There were a lot of different tabs open on their computer screens, including the questions and the Google Chats. And so the Jamboard was just another tab that was kind of confusing them. So we switched it to a paper version of just having them get out a piece of notebook paper to show their work, and then they had to submit a picture of their work to Canvas after the activity. So that way they only had the questions and the Google Chat pulled up on their screen at one time.
And that wraps up this episode of Digging In with the DLCs. We want to thank Michelle Billingsley, Rebecca Darbone, and Jordan Taylor for sharing their teaching greatness. Thank you for watching.